What is up, guys? Just coming to you today with a zombie deck profile. Zombie for the January 2015 ban list. Zombies is one of my favorite archetypes, and I wanted to show you guys a deck profile. It's not the most competitive, but I would say it's probably tier 2, honestly. It's really good against some decks, but it's a little slower at the beginning. But once you get your combo pieces that you need, it can be very, very fast. I went to the last locals I went to that I actually played this deck in. It was a couple months ago, just about the time that Cleaves were coming out. And I faced Madolche, Lightsworn, Satellar, Shaddoll, and Burning Abyss. And I only lost to the Burning Abyss, so I went X1. If my side would have been better, I could have probably beat the Burning Abyss, but at this time I didn't side Flying Sea, so I happened to lose. But let's get into it, guys. Starting with the main deck. We run 2 Zombie Master, basically the heart and soul of the deck. You ditch one card to special summon one zombie monster from your opponent's graveyard or your own graveyard. Basically, he basically gets your plays moving. One Goblin Zombie, he's basically the searcher. If he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can search any zombie monster from your hand that has a 12,000 or less defense. That's what it is. And then Uni-Zombie, this is a new zombie card that came out in Secrets of Eternity. It is a level 3 tuner zombie monster, and its effect states it has 2 effects. Its first effect is you can discard one card and increase one level of any monster on the field by 1, and then you can send any zombie type monster from your deck to your grave to increase the level of a zombie by 1. The only downside with the second effect is only zombie monsters can attack, which usually when you're gonna play that card, you're usually just setting up, or it's like a first turn thing, so you can't attack anyways. Then to the main engine of the deck, 2 Plague Spreader and triple Destiny Hero Malicious. This is basically the engine. If you don't know what Destiny Hero Malicious does, you can banish one copy in the graveyard to special summon one from the deck. And Plague Spreader, you can top deck a card to special summon it from the grave. And that's really good because you basically will spam these guys out on the field multiple times to go into multiple level 8 synchros. And that's the main engine of the deck. The MVP of the deck is 3 Mizuki. Basically, Mizuki is a monster reborn. You banish him, and it special summons any zombie-type monster from your graveyard, which is really powerful because if you have Zombie World on the field, you can special summon any monster from your graveyard, as long as it can be special summoned from the graveyard. We run a mini Lightsworn engine, 2 Raiden, 2 Lila, 2 Felice, and 1 Wolf. I like the Lightsworn engine. A lot of people tell me I should run Lumina, but I haven't tested it out yet. I think I'm gonna test it out. But I like this Lightsworn engine because you do mill a lot, and with this engine, you can get your monsters out that you need to get out. For millage, we run 2 Mathematician and 2 Curry Bandit. Mathematician is basically an instant Black Rose with Felice, one of the reasons why I run Felice. And Curry Bandit is just mill 5, add 1 to your hand, which is also pretty good. A lot of people opt to run Card Trooper, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. Card Trooper is also a very good card, but I personally like Curry Bandit better. For techs, we got 1 Dark Grepher, 1 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 Dad, and 1 BLS. I like Dark Grepher better than Armageddon Knight because you can special summon him by ditching a Destiny Hero, and sometimes you need to do that to get your Destiny Hero in grave. I like Chaos Sorcerer and BLS because there is a lot of dark and light monsters in the deck that you banish, and then with Dad, There's a lot of graveyard manipulation in this deck, so you can get that out pretty easily, honestly. And that is the monster lineup. I believe there are 26 monsters. Onto the spell lineup, we run 2 Zombie World. This card is really broken, I believe. Its effect states all monsters on the field and in both players' graveyard become zombie-type monsters, and neither player can tribute summon monsters except zombie types. This hurts Klees a lot, and it also hurts decks that are type-specific, such as Girgia, Bujins, decks like that. So, I like this card just because it helps you, and it can also hurt your opponent, which is really good in this game, honestly. 2 Lightsworn cards in Solar Recharge and Charge of the Light Brigade. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what those cards do. For staples, we got Book of Moon, Book of Life, Foolish, and Soul Charge. Book of Life is a free monster reborn for a zombie type in your grave, but then you have to be able to banish 1 monster from your opponent's graveyard, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, if your opponent doesn't have any monsters in grave, you can't activate it. So it does have a requirement in needing to banish one of your opponent's graveyard monsters, but that's always a good thing. Book of Moon, Foolish, Soul Charge are pretty self-explanatory cards. They're all very good cards in the game right now. So that's why we run them. I think we run 9 spells. 9, I believe. Let me just count here real quick. Actually, 8 spells. Yeah, 8 spells. So we must run 27 monsters. 8 spells, 27 monsters, and 5 traps. That makes sense, yes. And then onto the traps: Breakthrough Skill, Solemn, Mirror Force, Bottomless, and Trap Stun. When Premium Gold 2 comes out, I'm going to drop the Trap Stun for a Card Crush Virus, because that card is insanely broken. And a lot of these cards are pretty self-explanatory and deal with today's meta. Breakthrough Skill I run because if you mill it with Curry Bandit, you don't have to take it because you can still get its second effect in grave, which is really good. On to the extra deck. We run 5 Egsies, and these are all pretty much standard. Exciton, Castel, Cowboy, Arc, and Chain. The only thing that I would change about this is dropping maybe the Arc or the Castel for Chain, another Chain. Because if your first Chain gets Bottomless or Torrential, you basically have lost your main Exi monster. Because you're probably going to be summoning this guy most of all. So maybe drop the Arc for another Chain would probably be the only thing that I would change. We run 10 Synchros. We run 1 level 5 Armades, 2 level 6 Revive King Hazdez and Goyo, and then 1 level 7 Black Rose. Black Rose, because Mathematician is 1 card Black Rose, Dump Felice, sync for 7 Black Rose. Goyo, best level 6 synchro in the game right now. Revive King, the effect is really good. If you destroy a monster by battle by a zombie type, its effects are negated. And Armades, probably best level 5 synchro in the game right now. So that's why we run all these cards. For rank 8, we run 1 Stardust. You can replace it with Stardust Spark, but I like Stardust because I believe Stardust is a little bit better just because it negates the effect. And sometimes that's better than just not being able to be destroyed. Void Ogre. Void Ogre is really good because if you drop this guy and a Beals, your opponent can't really do anything. Scrap Dragon is very, very good because if you Scrap Dragon your Beals and it won't die, so you can target Beals on one of your opponent's cards and they both blow up. Or your opponent's card blows up, but yours doesn't because it's Beals. Then for the boss monster of the deck, Double Beals. A lot of people are on triple Beals, but I've never had a game where I would have had to make 3. Never. I've never played a deck where they've gotten over both of them, and then I would have to have room to make another one. But I mean, if you want to drop like the Stardust for another Beals, go ahead. I mean, or the last card, one Leo, just because if you summon this guy, if you summon Raiden and you mill a D Hero Malicious, you can activate its effect right there and then sync for 10. And Leo is not a bad card at all. And there you have it, guys. This was my zombie deck profile. Just leave a like and a comment on what you guys thought of it. If you have any suggestions, just leave me a comment on cards that you might play. And the extra deck the side deck is pretty much standard, whatever the meta is. But yeah, that's pretty much it.